When I was just a young boy, my parents took us to the Grand Canyon. My father told us stories of adventures, of people that raft the wild, tempestuous waters below. I swore to myself that one day I would be that person, to challenge the giant Whitewater, to see the soaring cliffs, to experience the majestic animals below, and take it all in, the mighty Grand Canyon, a once-in-a-lifetime adventure. After 30 years, it finally came true.
Lava Falls.
Colorado men are we!
Here with Jeff and Jen from CEIBA Adventures, and they're outfitting us here with the whole shebang for our Grand Canyon rafting trip. We're in good hands.
You guys gonna have a blast. This is your rescue kit in here. This is your pin kit. So you'll have to flip an upside down boat. This is gonna help you out. Your oar towers are gonna go in here. These are your food cans. Then your days are numbered on here.
You got some steaks, all of your dessert stuff, breakfast items.
I like this.
Yeah, you get to take it all.
I don't know if this is Canadian or not. Let's take a look.
They got maple syrup.
Product of Canada, eh? There we have it.
CEIBA is the whole shebang. They do your food and all your equipment, even get your permits, shuttled. They've covered every base. They actually rent these motor rigs. Be pretty wild to bomb the canyon in one of these. So is it too late to switch and take one of these instead? We are about ready to head over to our launch site. It's just myself, our buddy Brandon,
boys.
and my brother Jim on this adventure. Both can make the 2-hour trip to our put-in. I can't wait.
I can't stress how amazing they've been, so make sure to give CEIBA a call for your next rafting adventure. How cool is that?
All right, we are geared up and ready to go. It's typically like 100 million degrees and it's raining and a little bit chilly. Maybe that's not so bad. Some big rapids to run. Hopefully we get our nerves out as we hit the water here and we have a smooth day today on the river. We have officially launched from Lee's Ferry. This is something else, just spectacular.
This is like a dream here. Unreal.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
There is the Navajo Bridge. the Grand Canyon. We are just floating under the Navajo Bridge, and wouldn't you know it, we see condors soaring above us. Just so beautiful to see. Such a success story because they were on the absolute brink of extinction. I think like 5 of them left. They captured them, bred them, and released them back into the wild. There it is right above me right here. They can have a 10-foot wingspan, which is wild. There's 4 of them, eh? Oh, yeah. Yeah! Look at how beautiful that is. I'm gonna let it go. Caught my first rainbow trout on the Colorado, and it was beautiful.
Look, look, look. Desert bighorn. Oh, she's got a little baby. Oh, it's adorable. Amazing. It's so freaking cute. What's nursing? Incredible.
Jim and I just went up and scouted the first major rapid of the trip called Badger. It's a 12-foot drop, and there's a really unforgiving hole if you screw up. Hopefully we start the trip off having crushed our first run. I think we're gonna do it. Pretty nervous. Yeah, baby. A lot bigger at river level. Yeah! Normally rapids are rated 1 to 5, but for the Grand Canyon they have a 1 through 10 rating. And that was rated a 5 on the Grand Canyon scale. We're gonna be running 10s this trip. So hopefully we're a lot better by that point. Just a beautiful day so far. Paddling through this canyon and just seeing sheep and a little baby calf with it and catching rainbow trout. We're just having a blast, and it's only day 1. Let's go and scout another rapid called Soap Creek. This one is a 17-foot drop. Looks pretty intense. Was a pretty fun run. Got a little feel of what the raft can hit. A couple more little ones and then one big one before the end of the day.
Approaching House Rock Rapids.
When House Rock, the water's low, the bad stuff is still on the left, but you have less room to miss it.
Right.
This is rated as a 7. It's getting on in the day. Not really the best time of day to have a flip, so we're a little bit nervous. Looks pretty tricky.
Yeah.
I think we can do it.
I think so too. That huge curling hole thing would be a potential flipper. Hey, Brandon.
Someone looked nasty. I had to pull over for the first time.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Are you scared?
It's gonna slam you guys for sure.
You think so? For sure.
For sure.
We're gonna try the downstream ferry.
Wow.
We can bomb over that.
Concern is that it might be way bigger than we think. We're scared. All three boats down upright. Holy crap, we just missed it. Boys, that was risky, eh? Just bombing that like 1 minute before dark. Gigantic waves. I basically ran the whole thing backwards.
Me too. Having this pin and clip might have saved me because I went like this and I grabbed it.
Brandon's aced it. Your run was so good.
You ran the driest line ever, so perfect.
That was unreal. Luckily we had some notes before we came because I don't think we would have made it without those. If we had gone to the outside wall, we would have flipped, which would have really sucked at this time of day. That's got to be the house rock, eh? Wow. Pretty late. It's getting dark. I already saw the bats out. And we still don't have a campsite yet. So right now, that is the concern. Brandon, peel over on the right. We can camp right here.
This is the dark site.
Dude, this site's sick. Look at Brandon set up.
Nice little cot.
Not bad.
Hey, let me know when my steak's done.
Okay.
We did it, Jim. It wasn't the most graceful.
Doesn't matter how you do it as long as you get the job done, right?
Brandon went up to tuck in the tent and a giant scorpion ran over his feet.
I look down, that's on my foot.
Wow, dude.
That thing's huge.
So that ran across your
Yeah,
foot?
I was like, what is that?
That is wicked.
That is a huge one. I've never seen them that
So
big.
cool, man.
Don't let it go to my tent.
We had plans to have a little fire. However, it is pissing rain. So we're making sandwiches. Sandwiches are beautiful. Sandwiches are fine. I love sandwiches. I eat them all the time. I eat them for my breakfast and I eat them for my lunch. If I had 100 sandwiches, I'd eat them all at once. Hey, sandwiches for dinner, man. So we got to camp just about 40 minutes before dark after bombing a rapid we probably shouldn't have been bombing at that time, but was epic. And then right around mile 19, it was a beautiful sight for us. All things considered, an incredible day. We did so good.
I can't wait till tomorrow.
Good morning. How's that steak? Nice.
Some good food.
Today we got a section of rapids we call the Roaring 20s. Back-to-back class 5s and 6s. Should be a wild one. Just an incredible adventure so far. It's hard to put into words, this canyon. It is just dazzling. Just so lucky. Our buddy Brandon, we never met, and he pulled a private permit that he'd been applying for on and off for 20 years, and he just reached out to Jim in an email and asked if he wanted to come. We said yes. We're pretty scared because it's advanced level whitewater rafting, and we've never rafted before, but took a chance, and so far so good. Just scouting this rapid here. Looks like a fun one. Looks like a big wave train, middle right. Rapid coming up.
Woo! Nice!
Look at that cave!
Oh yeah, holy crap. That is a crazy rapid. If you hit it here, you're gonna dump. There's like one way through.
Let's come in like this,
Yeah.
and go. Part of me is stressed because it takes all this time to scout, but also it's beautiful. We go on these mini hikes and we see little cactuses and lizards and desert flowers, and it's just really pretty. What a beautiful spot I'm standing in. Well, we got a class 6 coming up. Rapids don't look so big on camera. Georgie is a sharp drop with strong laterals right and left. Mind the submerged boulder along the right bank in the tailway. Gigantic wave. That was pretty big, eh? Waves are like holes almost.
I felt like I was about to jump on a boil at the base, and like nothing that I planned ended up happening. Crazy cool.
Yeah.
Hands coming up. Let's see if we can get an upper or lower.
Yeah. There is our campsite.
And look at this view.
Yeah, this is better than the other one, eh? Maybe it doesn't matter.
This is how
That smelled good.
sweet. I like the steak spice, Brandon.
Yum.
That's good, eh?
This is just paradise.
Yeah.
Jim and I are used to getting hammered by bugs. 0 bugs.
It took me about 24 hours to get used to just not bugs coming at me.
Right. Just a delicious steak, beach, campsite.
Perfect temperature, towering walls here, the hum of a downstream rapid.
Spectacular. And cheers. The first salad I've ever had on a river trip. We have some pretty luxury things out here. Nice, Brando.
Another ribeye and some rice and some cheese noodles. Pretty good for out here.
Yum.
Well, it's bedtime. Just tucked in the tent. Really looking forward to tomorrow. I think it's going to be amazing. Good night.
Not a bad place to wake up in the morning. We're gonna try to make it 30 mile and hopefully get a campsite around the Little Colorado if all things go as planned. Couple more herons there. Blue herons on the side of the canyon wall. One of them looks like it's tending to chicks or making a nest. Cheers. Smoked salmon and cream cheese.
I want to,
Well, we're on the water. It's shaping up to be a beauty day. Just looking at these incredible caves.
One thing that's really fascinating about the Grand Canyon is that many caves hold the secrets to the past. The protection of the caves has provided a glimpse into ancient civilizations. They found ritualistic split twig figurines that are 4,000 years old, including much older remains of megafauna like the American cheetah, giant ground sloths, and mammoths. So it's one of the features that's really, really unique about the Grand Canyon.
Cruising through a truly magnificent stretch. Towering sheer rock walls right into the river. Just straight down. Unreal. This is a cool stretch, eh, dude? Wow. That is gorgeous, wow. It's so much deeper than it looks from upriver, eh? It's called Red Wall Cavern. It's nice in the shade, a cool breeze. Absolutely dazzling. Look at that, just a natural spring dumping out of the side of the canyon wall, and you can see all the greenery growing around it because there's that water there all the time. It's hard to describe just how tall that canyon wall is beside me. It is massive. Amazing formations all over the place. Huge, deep caves and spires and natural bridges and springs just pouring out of the wall. I've never seen anything like it. It's nothing short of spectacular. It's so gorgeous. Jim, look at this to your right. One of the spires fell off. One of the spires, like those tall things up there, broke off and it fell into the river. I don't fare too well in the sun as a blue-eyed redhead, so I got this sun sweater from CEIBA. Also got this umbrella. I gotta keep the sun off myself as best as I can out here because the ranger was telling us they've clocked the temperature at 180 in the direct sun sometimes, so that's wild. That was a beauty stretch, man.
Wow, this is cool, guys.
Pre-made Sammys for lunch. I got Black Forest ham, tomato, peppers, cheese, lettuce, mayo, and it's all nice and cold. It made it last night. Put it in the cooler and it's still crispy, so pretty sweet.
I don't even know what miracle of geology created this, but there's just like a huge carve out
in the side of the wall here with an overhanging ledge that looks so cool. Up there, it looks like water sometimes pours down, like, wow. And then you don't need to look far until, like, look at this, guys. Just a towering cliff. Everywhere you look, it's unreal. A little while of just paddling, but now we have a rapid. Here comes Ted.
Nice little action on a day of pretty leisurely paddling. Basically, you must avoid the boulder.
Well, this calm stretch has proven to be excellent for some nice wildlife viewing.
Coming up to class 5.
A little bit unfortunate, there was ancient granaries that we wanted to visit. It was a hike. They're 1,000 years old on the sides of the cliff, and how we misjudged, miscalculated, and we went past it. So much to do here that unfortunately you can't do them all. It's hard to imagine the power, time that it took to create a canyon like this. Unreal. You just can't do it justice no matter how much you film it. Well, we have made it to the last campsite before the Little Colorado River, which we are going to take some time to hike up tomorrow. 30 miles, and we made it to camp by 6 o'clock. Hard day, but worth it. We overshot our campsite. This current that's way too strong to paddle back, so we actually tracked them with lines back up the shore to the proper takeout. Pretty time consuming, but I think it was worth it. Okay, I'm gonna throw this in. Site is awesome. Check it out. Beautiful. Look at this. Gorgeous. That's where we tracked the boats to. Way better. Clear water. Would have made 20 for sure, but.
Spanish rice, so it's black beans, rice, and salsa all mixed together. Pre-cooked bag meal and this is called Ranello. Me and Ted might just sleep on the boat tonight under the stars. I don't really want to sleep here on land because there are rattlesnakes around here and scorpions. We might decide to cuddle up with us for the night. It'd be a nice cooler sleep than setting up the tent. The river is actually quite cool, so it's much cooler down there. Yummy dinner. Cheers.
Well, that's a wrap. Paddled through some of the most spectacular scenery in the entire world. We also were fortunate enough to see a whole bunch of the
Humpback chub.
which are endangered, and this area is protected. You can't fish here, but we got to see them, and they're all around our rafts. Really unique because there's so few fish species that can survive in the silty water that's here. I am exhausted, and we're going to go to sleep. Good night.
Kind of chilly out, eh?
It is chilly.
Good morning. Bacon and egg sandwiches. Got really cool last night, which was actually very nice for sleeping. We do have these like pop-up tents we can put up on the raft if it does start to rain. But we just slept out. 0 bugs. Jim and I are used to mosquitoes and black flies, but absolutely none. Really nice. We are just headed over to do a hike on the Little Colorado River. Sometimes the water is super blue color, but we've had some rain, so there's a lot of sediment that can wash into the river, so I'm not sure what we're gonna get, but either way, it's gonna be quite cool. Nice trails. Very cool.
It is not crystal blue. We've had a ton of rain the last 2 days, so there's a lot of sediment in it. Why this area is protected and you can't swim and you can't fish in certain areas because there's an endangered humpback chub, and we saw them at our camp last night, which was super cool. And what's really amazing about them is they can survive in this silty water when other fish couldn't survive in that. If you imagine them breathing all of this in, all the silt, pretty hard for most species of fish. They just can't do it. And speaking of fish, I can see them everywhere out there. They're kind of periodically coming up and splashing, and I think they're biting things that have washed down with the rain. So maybe it's actually a good time for them to feed after a rain. Very interesting looking fish, quite beautiful. Look at this. Very cool. We're not going to hike too far up. We were hoping that it was going to be that aqua blue color, but that's okay. There's some other hikes that we also want to do. You can see where the Little Colorado is meeting the Colorado, changing the color. We are now officially paddling in chocolate milk.
Rock is just broken off sheer like it's been sliced with a butter knife.
The Little Colorado added a significant volume to the river, so I imagine the river's going to be much more powerful. We're just passing the Hoppy salt mines, and you're not allowed to stop there because they don't want them getting damaged by any foot traffic. So pretty cool.
We can see it from the river. That is salt.
This is a sacred place to the Hopi people, who for centuries traveled to collect salt along the deposits here. The salt was and is spiritually powerful. It represents purification, prayer, and connection to the spiritual world. Hopi men would walk 200 miles, descending deep trails into the canyon, often alone or in small groups. It was a sacred and dangerous journey. The descent was steep, water was scarce, and the return climb, carrying heavy salt, was grueling.
This is called Lava Canyon here, and this rock face looks like a big portion of it is lava.
Chunks of lava up there. There. Cool.
This is cool. Look at this dry wash coming in.
It's a river bottom.
Clearly at times this is carrying a lot of water into the Colorado River.
Is that a stereotypical tumbleweed or what?
Sure is. Rolling along with the tumbling tumbleweeds.
Curly City Slickers 1.
Nailed it. We used to have one of these when we were a kid, and if they stab you, it hurts real bad. A little bit of practi, we walked by, some cacti. Well, and we scouted the rapid, but what we've ended up doing is an amazing little side tour of this desert. This particular area here is just quintessential desert, except some of the plants are more green than they typically would be because of the recent rain. So it's just really beautiful. There's snake trails, there's lizard trails, prickly pear cactuses, whatever these trees are with the huge giant spikes on them that are growing some sort of pea type pod looking thing, dead gnarly trees, and of course just the backdrop of the Grand Canyon. It's super different than where my trips typically lead me, but super amazing. Stream from Glen Canyon Dam.
Woo!
That's
Woo! Oh, it's so weird how cold the water is in this heat. Nice that you can cool off. Well, we went to Scout Rapid. It shouldn't be too bad. It's really cool back there, and there's actually a dry riverbed that only flash floods. Anyway, we're gonna run the rapid. Well, that was pretty big, but I think it was actually maybe a little easier because the water level's really high, so a lot of the ledges and boulders that we would have needed to dodge were kind of just covered. Anyway, that was fun.
wearing my helmet on top of my hat, and it looks like I'm wearing like an army helmet or something. It works quite well to keep the sun off and keep your noggin protected. It's almost like I have a sun allergy. When it hits my face kind of gets puffy. I'm just waiting for these guys to catch up because there's some interesting stuff coming up here. Ancestral structures. And I kind of want to check those out. So I'm going to see what these boys have to say about that. I think if we manage to do all that, we still might get to camp around 6. I think we're doing pretty good. We wanted to go check out the granary yesterday, but like we missed the granary. I don't know how we did that, but we did. And I'm kind of disappointed about it. But I think maybe we'll be able to make up for it.
All right, well, we have pulled over here to do a little hike. There's some ancient Pueblo dwellings apparently. It said we could also scout the rapid at the same time. So it's nice to have the time to pull over and do this.
Delicious. Yeah, I don't even know what's up, but one of the most delicious smelling fire.
The village before you is thousands of years old and represents many generations of farmers. Look, touch, but leave as you find it. Honor and respect the descendants.
Wonder what it was like.
There's a little sketch of what it might have looked like. Oh, they had little gardens.
Yeah, wow, look at this.
Dwelling. And all around the site are little pieces of pottery and stones that have been knapped for tools, for cutting.
This is like a legit village here, right?
Yeah.
Look at that.
That's super cool. Yeah.
Just the fact that I could look here anywhere and pick up like a piece of pottery. Look at that. There's like that all over the place.
Yeah.
And just the markings on them are still there. I guess they just preserved by the arid climate. Who knows what this is? But maybe the remains of a dwelling.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's one of the pots. We can see the markings on it.
Wow, dude.
Look at this piece of pottery.
Pottery still has its markings on it. Look at the design on that. It's unreal to think that's... How old, Ted?
1150 CE.
These knives? Crazy. Look, that must be super old. Look at this for cutting. So that like predates when there's metal here. Wow. And these are just pieces of pottery that people have picked up and put there. But look, they're all over the place. Like, look, here's one I just picked up and found. Little piece of pottery. Another one in here. I guess stuff just lasts a long time in the desert. It's preserved. You can still see the, you know, artistic marks on the pottery.
Ancestral Puebloan people brought farming methods and construction styles here from other areas of the Southwest. This resulted in the agricultural field, ceremonial rooms, stone pueblos, and pottery that we're seeing here today.
Those stacked rocks up there, that's a granary. Pretty cool. They'd stash grains in there. They farmed up and around where we saw the dwellings, and they would hide grains up here.
There is the rapid we're about to run in Class 6.
It's pretty big.
We're about to run a rapid called Unkar Rapid. Upper Nelvis is a camp. It's on the Portage Trail. This one is? Yeah.
We just got to camp and it is super cool. Come check this out. Look at this. It's just like sand nestled in skeet trees, and look at that. Wow. Goes on over here. Oh, cool. Another tent site here. This is beautiful. I really like this. Very sheltered, out of the wind. And look at the walls, like look at the holes. How cool is that? Wow. That's neat. Wow. Continues like this. Another awesome tent spot here. Feels like a shelter. Bushcraft shelter or something. Another trail to a tent spot there. Just keeps going. Wow, it's cool. There's a cool lizard there eating ants. Look at the colors on this guy. Wicked sight, and look at how easy it is to access the rafts.
Looks like you're doing it wrong.
Is that better?
No, yes, that's it.
Yeah! Cooking with gas, baby.
Do we have any left? No.
That smells good. The volume of the river has definitely increased. It's hard to say how it's all going to be. The rapids coming up, but the biggest stuff of the trip is ahead. So we're all excited, but naturally a little bit nervous. Today, just passing by the salt mine, going to the old Quavo village, like, it's hard to imagine they were able to farm, and seeing the old grain caches in the side of the canyon, really special. Camped on the sand beach here, cooking up some sausages over the fire. Can't beat it. Throw our mats out on the rafts and sleep out under the stars. Hopefully tomorrow is a good day for us all. This campsite we picked here is really nice because it's out of the sun. If we're on the other side of the river, we'd be baking. The nights have been cool, which has been really nice for sleeping. Jim and I just slept out on the rafts and woke up to just every star in the sky. A lot of big rapids today. We have one class 6 and then is a class 8. And if we were actually going to make 20 miles today, which is our distance we're supposed to make every day, we'd have to run 4 class 8s, 3 class 7s, a few class 6s and 5s. Try to get down all these with the right side up.
So let's practice on staying real tight.
Okay, we took extra time to really strap everything down. Today's a big day. not the cleanest run for me. Bombed into 2 holes.
I hit huge holes.
Yeah, man. Second hole held me up a bit. Well, we're just approaching a class 8. We got another group coming up behind us, which I think adds a good bit of safety. We can all help each other out if we run into trouble. Well, we're just about to run a rapid called Hance. Some extremely devastating holes. It's got rocks and pretty technical maneuvers. Really big water.
We're in for something pretty serious.
It's a class 8.
Boats will get recirced in there, and that will flip an 18-foot rod.
There's a hole right there which will flip us, hold our boat. This side is gigantic. We don't want to go over there. We don't want to hit these rocks. We need to back paddle across this, break through here, miss this hole, get into that calm water there, and then try to stay left. If you blow it, I guess you just give her.
Yeah, that's, I guess, the plan. Yeah.
Fairly nervous. Wish us luck. The 2 rocks on the side of the boulder. Perfectly, but we didn't dump. I didn't realize how big that hole was at the end there.
Let's use the big boulder as my guide instead of the second little boulder.
Brandon did amazing. This is a cool stretch, eh? Just below Hance Rapid. How was that, bud?
Just absolutely a blast. Huge waves where you're just like, boom, and you don't know whether you're gonna make it over the wave. You might get like stuck and fall back and surf and dump, but we just powered through and we're just nailing it.
It's a 7.
This one called?
Sock dog.
You could probably just send it, dude.
Brandon being there puts the size of that hole into perspective.
So the boys are over there scouting this rapid. So I walked up this drainage and I found a little waterfall. Take a quick shower.
Stay left, try to avoid that big wave, and try to all stay close together.
was big. Is that ever fun? Bombing that crazy stuff through the Grand Canyon. And we are in a tight slot right now. Probably why there's so many of the big rapids of this entire trip in this next stretch.
Coming up to a rapid called Grapevine. Feeling particularly nervous because we didn't scout this one. To scout it, you have to scramble along this like cliff. I think I see where to go.
Yeah! Crazy side waves, eh?
Yeah.
I had to do that all one-handed.
Oh man. Well, you look pretty cool.
I heard it through a grapevine.
Cat him a run and a cat him a run. Bro, give them a run and a cat him a run.
I dug hard and it spun the oar right, but then my paddle was like this the whole time. And then if I tried to paddle, it was like up here in my chest. So I said, screw it, so I was one-handing. I was trying to do as best as I could.
Well, Ted, I gotta say, the Grand Canyon, to say it does not disappoint is an understatement. Like, you can read about it, you can know it's gonna be cool, but to witness it, there is not 1 millisecond of this whole trip where things are not mind-blowingly beautiful. Only place in the world where you're gonna see something like this for so long and so consistently. It's just phenomenal.
Barrel cactuses. Cool. Time for lunch. Sandwiches, baby.
We still have fresh produce here on day 5.
Day's been going pretty good. We've successfully ran 2 Class 7s and a Class 8, a Class 5, a 4 and a 3. Not all perfectly clean, but boats are right side up. We have some scary ones still coming, so hopefully we can do just as well or even better.
Look at this old swing bridge. You climb down holding this rope down here, down this ladder to here, and pull yourself across those wires. And there's this little bucket. But now there is the new bridge placing the swing bridge. That bridge behind me there is actually part of Bright Angel Trail, and some people, they'll raft to here and they'll hike out or start a rafting trip from here. But Bright Angel Trail is the most famous trail of all of the Grand Canyon. It's named after a donkey, Bright Angel or Brighty. My dad read us a book about him when we were young. I remember coming here when I was a kid, and my brother, my dad, and my mom walked down Bright Angel's Trail for a small way. But it's just amazing being here all these years later at the base of it. I'll have to actually hike it one day. Ranch. There's actually a cantina here. We're gonna pull over. We're going to refill our water jugs. We're thirsty.
It is a freaking scorching hot afternoon. You'd be a lot cooler wetting your toes in the water fountain.
filled up our water jugs here, so that's nice. But we're gonna load back up and keep heading down river because we got some miles to put behind us. We're doing pretty good, but we still have 3 Class 8s if we ran Hermit today, so we'll see. We're just coming up to Horn Creek Rapid, which is a Class 8. We're pretty freaking nervous.
It's a 9-foot drop, but abrupt, and I can just hear it roaring as I feel the intense fear in my soul building with every stroke.
He said hit the horn with your front right tube. I'm gonna run it 4 left. Crazy. Holy crow. Holy crow.
So they ran the same line as I did?
Yeah, Ted did the right line.
Yeah, I saw that. We're headed for a rapid called Granite, which is another 8.
Got your seatbelts on?
Huge, bud. Just a washing machine. We just ran Granite. Wow.
Look at this tree just growing right out of that rock.
Let's go on a scout rapid called Hermit. Biggest waves on the Grand Canyon. 18-foot plus waves. Nice clear water, right? It's 5 o'clock, and if we tip, it could be after dark till we get it flipped back over. But there is another group here. Maybe we could run it with them. We could help each other. We're pretty gung-ho to run it today, so I think that's what we're gonna do.
Amazing. Tsunami wave train.
Tsunami.
Like my whole boat would go down and then all the way up again and then down.
The rapid we just ran blew my mind. Huge waves, like just such high volume. Some of them were so big I didn't know my raft would make it over. I thought I'd surf them, but sure enough I did. We just ran the middle down, just everything was huge.
We were laughing about it yesterday. Like, guys, if we want to hit 20 tomorrow, we have 4 Class 8s and 3 Class 7s. Keep in mind, up until that point, we had only run 1 Class 7. That was a fun one, folks. So Jim, the camp's at the base of this rapid. Don't miss it. Yeah! Rock camp. Wow. Is this ever gorgeous? It's like a little Caribbean oasis tucked into the side of the Grand Canyon. So we're going to set up our kitchen here. Wow. This is gorgeous. Look at it. Oh my goodness. This is nice. It just keeps going. Just can't believe that this is actually what we're doing. The campsite is unreal, and then we have the Grand Canyon. So fortunate to be doing this. What a day. Biggest rapids I've ever run in my life, and to wind up here at this spot, this feels meant to be. Little prickly pear cactuses and stuff growing up here. Look at this little one here. How cute is this guy? How cute is that? You guys? What's that? The boats are just down over there. Got to keep my eye out though for rattlesnakes and to a lesser extent scorpions. Not going to kill me. Rattlesnakes, on the other hand, just goes and goes and goes. Whoa. This time of year you can't burn the driftwood, so we actually hauled in wood. Firebox is money. Look at what Jim has whipped up.
Got our pulled pork, mashed potatoes, and coleslaw. There you go, buddy.
Thank you, buddy.
You're welcome, buddy.
Yum.
Serious rabbit hole.
The best I got. One of the best days of my life. Just the wildest rapids I've ever run, and the best scenery in the world, you could say. Not a lot of people would even disagree with that. It is hard to put into words. Finished the day, all of us with our boats upright, and we made our 20 miles today, and we're ahead of schedule. So we're doing pretty good, because 12 days to do this is a lot of work. We're all feeling better about handling the rapids. We're all giggling about it last night at camp, like, oh man, we're probably not going to be able to pull that off. But we did, and it just goes to show how much we've improved since the beginning of the trip, when we were getting out and scouting a lot more, taking a lot more time. Still don't want to get cocky, because there's plenty more to come, but hopefully we continue to have good fortune and fit in a few hikes, because the hiking around here is just magnificent. Jim and I are just sleeping right on the beach, right by the fire. Hopefully we don't get bit by rattlesnakes tonight. Not a bad place to have your morning coffee.
Bacon and egg sandwich.
This campsite, although incredibly beautiful, it was challenging to park the boats because there wasn't a lot of space. When the water was high, it was crashing up in these rocks, and I had to turn it sideways to keep it from rubbing. But then the water went down overnight, and now we're high and dry with this 1,000-pound outfit. It happens, try to avoid it, but beast it back in. I'm just going to show you a bit of the setup. Got all this space with this mesh to hold things down. You can strap it to the sides, all around the straps. Put this oar here just to hold GoPros. Then come in here. Under here is storage. Right here we got some fruit, and it's actually near the water, so it's much colder and out of the sun. And then in this box here, this is the stove. Hose, barbecue foods and charcoal, extra toilet paper. Back here, this is our porta potty system and pee bucket, because you can't pee at camp, so if you don't want to walk down to the water, you use that at night. This is a whole cooler right here, and look at that, we still have plenty of ice, 100 degrees out, and it's day 6, so it's working well. Foot push to help me with rowing, and then over here 3 ammo boxes, and this all straps down as well. The pump to blow the raft up. Okay, day 6, just hit the river. It's definitely an ordeal to get packed and ready in the morning. Today more than usual because the rafts are beached pretty good. Something that happens on these trips you gotta be mindful of. Oh, but it feels good to just be pushing down river. Just looking at the scenery. As soon as you get on the water, it just feels so nice. Just approaching Crystal Rapid. It's a class 8. Nervous because it's a pretty big turn. Pretty big. You want to make sure to hug the shore, or some dire consequences with some rocks downriver. Some really nasty holes. Just coming to have a closer look. Ooh, that's a bad hole. Look at the flower on this cactus. Beautiful. Tadpoles feeding on a dead minnow.
All right, gotta pull off some pretty technical moves.
Woo!
Grand Canyon, baby! Colorado men are we!
So fun. Dude, look up. Cool, eh? How it's like vertical.
Crazy run. I'm sideways into a pretty big hole. No excuses here, but a very strong wind blasted this way. It made it harder for me to turn around. And then I looked and realized there was like a giant, like boiling hole that I just then bombed sideways into. Reassuring knowing I can bomb sideways into stuff like that and not flip though. So maybe it's worth the lesson.
Look at that, eh? Well, here is an old boat that in 1915 a group tried to run the Grand Canyon in this, but they abandoned plans. And it is still here today, 110 years ago. Pretty cool. 3 of them tried to run it in that thing. That's crazy. Old anchor. I would not want to run it in that. Kind of scary, no wonder they abandoned. No doubt somebody could do it, but I don't think I'd want it to be me.
The boat obviously has been banged up. Looks like they put a big patch on it, tipped, and it smashed on rocks. Maybe realized this is too crazy. And remember, in those days, this was far more remote. There's no way to connect for help, and there's no river notes. They probably had no real way of knowing how many rapids, where they are, and how to run them, and what difficulty they are. There would have been very little information on that.
Class 7. took my ore tank out. Oh, that was a ball. A lot of fun. Just going to check out Shimuno Creek. Shimuno Creek is cool. Unlike the Colorado, this is actually very warm. Wow! Back in here, come back through here. Awesome cave, pouring down. And then you can cut through here. Very short little hike up from the boats. Paradise. Fish swimming around in here. Oh, it's beautiful, eh?
Probably like 10 of them in here.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Really glad we stopped here.
Big old rapid coming up, big old rapid. What do you think, Brandon?
You're right.
Just cruising down a gorgeous stretch of the canyon.
Look at these caves. Wow. Would not be easy to get to, but they're gigantic. Yeah. Wow. Looks like lava poured down and hard in here. That's crazy.
Brandon! Pulling up to elves chasing.
This is the calcium carbonate flowing out of the...
Yeah, the one looked like lava.
Yeah, that's calcium carbonate.
Okay. I wanted it to be lava.
No.
But I kind of knew it wasn't. We're going to see the elves chase them.
Well,
Very cool.
Cold.
Water prep.
Cool.
Look at the color. That water.
Why isn't the lizard like biting it?
He's dead. Oh, wow, that's sad, Billy.
Beautiful. Paradise. Just like a little bastion in the middle of nowhere. All this greenery growing around the water. Beautiful, like little swimming pool holes, crystal clear water, waterfall. Gorgeous.
This way, Ted.
Wow. Obviously this flash floods and it's carved almost like a dry riverbed. Wow. Are you kidding me? This is amazingly beautiful. Whoa.
That's a little jumping rock into this deep pool here.
That's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. An absolute paradise. It's like a little cenote in the middle of the ripping hot desert. Look at that marble. Beautiful. Oh, we're almost back to the boats. It's getting on in the day, so we gotta get to camp.
Lot of character. Ledges and rocks shooting out. What looks like sandstone, I believe. In all sorts of shape. Looks like it's been carved by water. And then towering cliffs on the side. Like, I keep wanting to say mountains because that's the kind of size that this is. We bumped into another group, rafts all kinds of rivers. Jim said, what river would compare to this rafting? And he's like, you know, that's just it, you can't. Just so happens that Jim and I and Brandon are just rafting the best whitewater river in North America, in the world. You could definitely make that argument. Really, really fortunate to be here. Hard to sink in. It's the majesty of this place. And then when you add the adventure combined with beautiful camping and no bugs and the luxuries of home pretty much. A full kitchen with us and coolers. There's just nothing else like it.
Such a nice end to the day, eh? Yeah. Well, we are arriving at camp. It's a late one, but it looks like a beauty spot. Is that gorgeous or what?
Wow. Look at this knife selection out here. Unbelievable. I'm using my Leatherman Ginsu Classics over here. Way better. Oh my god. Lasering through everything.
Fish tacos for dinner tonight. Wow, unreal.
Last but not least, sour cream. Look at that. Epic.
Excellent, Jim. Dominant.
Top chef stuff over there. Pretty good meal.
It's the end of day 6 and another amazing day. Packed full of just really fun rapids, gorgeous stretches of canyon, stopping to swim in that falls, that warm falls that had the fish in the little creek, and then to walk up the Elf Canyon, and then to cap it off with a relaxing float. We got to camp late, but we're at a beautiful spot. The biggest site we've stayed at for sure. And we're all just gonna pass out here right on the beach. It's been amazing, and still so much to come. Good night. Another beautiful day in the Grand Canyon. Passing Deer Creek, there's a waterfall, Go. Just a gorgeous temperature right now. The sun is creeping down canyon wall, however, and it will be hitting us soon. When it does, it certainly brings a big temperature change. Not bad at all.
Well, on the water. And here we go. We're 6 miles ahead of schedule. We're stopping at Havasu Falls. We want to be able to even do a half day that day if we want, which I think we can totally do, being 6 miles ahead, no problem, and take a half day. So I think we're sitting pretty. It's a tough balance. You want to be a bit ahead, but you also don't want to blast through and rush everything.
Just going to check out Blacktail Canyon.
A lot of prickly pears here.
Oh,
Ted, Jim, and Brando on another side adventure. We're on a floodplain here, like a flash flood, and look at the canyon. Craziness. Wow. Look at this, man. Look at how healthy this is.
Wild.
Just walking on a dry riverbed in this slot canyon. Pretty cool. You could sleep in here on your raft and wait for the flash flood.
Ride her out, baby.
Yeah, see, here's some water. It goes underneath.
Yeah, you're right. You see that a lot, like the alluvial fan. You'll see, like, when I hike up the Yukon, I stop at like a dry creek bed, and you walk up, and then all of a sudden there's a creek, but you don't see it pouring into the river itself at all. Think about how long something like this takes to pour.
Couple minutes. Did you guys see at Crystal Rapid all those tadpoles eating the dead minnow?
No, I didn't know they're so vicious.
Look at all these boulders piled here from when it flash floods. Crazy that this would flash flood like that. This would just be raging all of a sudden. You gotta be careful not to be in these places during that event. And it doesn't have to rain where you are. It can rain somewhere pretty far off. Actually, a lot of the rapids we're running are created by the debris fan from these flash flood canyons. They bring all of boulders and all kinds of stuff down during the flash flood, dumps into the Colorado, and creates a big rapid that didn't used to be there before. Crystal Rapid that we ran yesterday was one such.
as well as 2 others, I believe. Keeps getting even tighter. This is cool. Wow.
Throughout the lower part of the canyon here.
Very pretty. Beautiful. So there's still a bit of a flow all the time. That's why those tadpoles can survive in that. I don't know what it was, like a little chestnut plant or something was thriving.
Roots are going down to the water.
Such dark green too, so a lot of nutrients. I don't know that I've ever been in something like this before.
I was just saying the same thing.
It's like Jenga.
Yeah. Wow. Awesome little side hike. Walked 100 meters. Well worth it. It's gonna run a short class 3, class 4 here, I think.
Starting to feel more confident, but I don't want to get too cocky because I actually surfed on a huge wave, probably the closest I've come to dumping. I want to proceed with caution.
Look, look, look. Wow. Is there 4 or 6 of them? Look at the curls on them. Incredible. Amazing they're all together. So rare. Never seen anything like that.
Well, that was super cool. We just saw 6 rams. They didn't even spook, and we just floated down right past them. One of them stepped right out. Wow.
Watching the Rams bombing a rapid. Epic start to the day. What? You want to pull over here? Ted's pin just fell out. The thing that holds his whole oar in at the top of a class 5. And he doesn't know if he can get over in time. I'm gonna try to throw this to Ted. Down more.
Scary situation there, right above a class 5. All of a sudden the pin in my oar tower popped out right above the rapid here. So I'm a sitting duck just with one oar. I can't grab a spare oar because the clip clips into the
the pin. I almost had to bail, ditch the raft, and swim over to Jim's raft.
I thought he was gonna go for sure. In that kind of circumstances, get rid of your boat.
Look, so like this. What happened is the black ball came off, and this fell down inside.
Oh, okay.
This part and the ball whipped in the water. Avoid running close to the ledges on the right at the beginning of the rapid. Swapped out the full oar tower because you can't change the pin for the tools we have, but they gave us spares. So I actually used Jim's spare because the same thing can't really happen because the top part it's welded on. The other side feels solid and I'm sure it's going to be okay. Didn't lose the raft and was safe, so that's what matters most. And we're just cruising through a beauty stretch of canyon right now. It's all like black and then steps back in these terraces of like sandstone and then almost like a towering mountain peak. Looks like a rose quartz color. Definitely a cool scene.
Yeah.
Very cool. Natural salt beaching out there.
This is Precambrian rock. It's got pink granite and green shit. Just approaching Bedrock Rapid, one we gotta be really careful of. Just scouting Bedrock Rapid. This gravel bar in low water shoots way out.
Pretty tight.
You can let the current spin you when you get right. Most of the current is pushing to that side and up against this rock that will pin your raft. You don't want to go on that side or you're in big trouble. You got to make this super tight turn. So we have to try to come and cut the current this way, not hit these rocks, and just make it inside here.
How am I gonna go for it?
He's gonna hit the rocks. He's gonna hit the rocks. You're gonna get pushed that way. I didn't realize it was so shallow in here. Hold the line. Shift that oar. Shift the oar. Throw it to me. I'll pull you from there. Okay, you ready? Well, that was pretty interesting. In the end, it actually worked out pretty good, but not what I had planned. Well, that was kind of scary. All right, baby, let's nail this one. We all ran it. Jim's got hung up on a rock, and in about another hour he would have gone right over that. But luckily he was more than far enough right. I just pulled him off, dislodged him, and he jumped on his oars and rode through it. Anyway, that was fun. Just below Bedrock, and there's another class 7. Deubendorff Rapid, and it looks harder. It's gigantic. Wow. I'd say there's a few raft flippers in there. The hole in the middle there, I think there's a rock right above it. It's pretty huge. Downstream ferry and get behind that rock.
Yeah.
If you miss it, you're going into the hole sideways.
I'm gonna give it a shot, and if I can't do it, I'll spin around and I'll just try to keep pushing right hard.
This is a big one.
This is arguably the most intense rapid of the entire trip yet. I thought I was coming into it just doing everything perfectly, and the next thing you know, I was just bombing sideways through giant rollers, hand off of my oar, flailing for dear life. It was super fun though.
Brandon.
Got hammered hard. Where I didn't want to go, I went.
Oh man. But you're down with on the right side up.
I know, I couldn't believe it. Holding my handles. I didn't even have my oars anymore. I was just holding on for dear life.
Sometimes you got to go to plan B and then C, right?
Yeah, that was like F.
Brandon said he feels like he was in a car crash. I don't know that we have anything that big that's left today. Bunch of mud on the camera lens. That's always good. Better. Well, we just saw 2 more rams. That's 8 we've seen as a group today. Wow. Are we allowed to visit that cave? Unreal cave here, but it's off limits. Can't visit it. Looks amazing. Yeah, let's hit up Deer Creek and then take a camp. It's approaching Deer Creek Falls here. We're gonna do a little hike. Wow. Incredibly beautiful. So gorgeous.
highlight of my life. One of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life. Hands down. Wind just off the falling water. It blew my hat off. Sacred place. Wow.
I'm gonna go check out the rest of this area.
It felt like magic. Something like I've never seen before. Big lizard hiding up in there. Wow. Whoa. Hiked up to the ridge almost to see Deer Creek from up above. Amazing slot canyon. Wow. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Trees. Wow. I feel like Littlefoot in The Land Before Time and found her tree star in this arid climate. Whoa. This feels like a Disney fairy tale. Like, this shouldn't be here. These trees, this vegetation growing. This is a sacred place. Wow.
What an anomaly. What a special, special place this is.
I don't know, it just seems too incredible to even be real. It's amazing.
Well, should we go?
Yeah.
We gotta make camp.
It felt like magic. Like a genie was over there rubbing a lamp and we just walked into this mystical place that shouldn't exist. Like someone sliced open a piece of the desert and just put the Caribbean there. To also be in the Grand Canyon, amazing. So we're just pulling up to what looks like a beautiful campsite. Stunningly beautiful. Look at this. Wow. It's a paradise. Brandon left Deer Creek a little sooner than us, so he's already set up. Sleeping on the beach is the new way to go. He's trying to catch a few fish. Look how cool this is. You don't even need a tarp on this side, eh? Even if it was raining. Just sleep under the cave. That's awesome. Cool. Lasagna and garlic bread for dinner.
There's Italian sausage in this. Dude, this garlic bread is amazing.
Yeah, it's been. Oh, are you exhausted?
Fairly tired. It's a full day battling the heat, man.
Well, it's the end of night 7. We feel like the trip's just getting even better. These waterfalls and swimming holes, hiking up that little dry canyon this morning, and then Deer Creek was something out of a fairy tale. One of the most beautiful things I've seen. We did about 20 miles and we're a little bit ahead of schedule. We're all just sleeping out on the beach again. We're finding that to be the coolest, the least amount of work, and the most beautiful. I wake up in the night a few times and the stars are magnificent. Full Milky Way. Saw a couple of shooting stars, some satellites. If you've never slept out under the stars, I highly recommend it. Pick a night where it's not going to rain and try it out. It's really cool. Good night.
Seven pieces. 100 degrees Fahrenheit or over 40 Celsius. We're hiding under the cave, which is providing us with excellent shade because the sun has started hitting our beach and it is hot, hot, hot. So we don't want to be out there. Cooked up some bacon and eggs with some toast, having some coffee. We're making water as well today. Alright, morning of day 8. Bunch of class 4s, but then we do have a class 8 today. So that's the big one for the day. But it's not for about 11 miles. Well, just pulling over to get some beautiful crystal clear water. So much better for filtering and drinking. Look at that. Compared to the Colorado. No silt. Gorgeous, eh? The Colorado's actually good quality water, but you just have to deal with the sediment. It's just not fun. Normally the creeks, they're kind of hard often to stop at because there's lots of current and there's not a spot to pull over so easy. This one we actually paddled right up into it. Just really, really pretty. And there's actually some fish swimming around in here I can see as well. This isn't really a fishing trip. We did catch a few rainbows upriver, but they don't tend to be downriver here because there's too much sediment. But there's different species of suckers, and we saw a few of them.
Look at this little slot canyon here. Wow.
Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream.
Row your sister overboard and listen to a stream. One bottle of pop, two bottle of pop, four bottle of pop. Don't fill your junk in my backyard, my backyard.
My backyard.
Don't Throw your junk in my backyard.
My backyard's full. Jim is stupid. Don't call him stupid. What's that from?
Forrest Gump.
Correct. Lieutenant Dan.
She tastes like a cigarette.
Well, super cool. Just saw some bighorn sheep. Really beautiful. Brandon has his belly up today, which is highlighting his increased intelligence over Jim and I. Just approaching Upset Rapid now.
Drop the Sammy's?
Sammy's sandwiches. Section with shade to eat some lunch. I'm really feeling the heat right now, so kind of need a breather. Sneak down the right. Here we go. Upset Rapid. Wasn't easy, but very dry run. Technical move we all pulled. The notes kind of recommended a left run, which would have been very splashy, probably more fun, but at these water levels it kind of looked like it had formed a bit of a double hole. We're a small group and we just don't want to flip. Anyway, we're doing good. Gonna try to push all the way to Havasu Falls today, maybe camp somewhere below it. We were thinking it might be nice to get there in the evening. Maybe less people might be there visiting. Won't be so hot. Look at, there's a tree all the way up there that would have got jammed during an extreme flood. Look at how high up it is. Oh my goodness. 50 feet?
Say 30. A place called Boulder on the wild Colorado. I slipped and fell into the wet concrete below. Colorado men are we, pioneers, oh pioneers. Havasu Falls, Havasu Falls. It is so nice. It's Havasu Falls.
Brandung! Just approaching Havasu, tricky takeout, so we don't want to miss it. Yeah! We made it! Havasu Canyon. Swimming up? Brando just jumped in and swam up. We opted to hike. Hopefully we can get down there into the canyon. It's also why I brought my life jacket, in case I swim back. Wow. This is like out of a Disney fairy tale. Guy walking through this hot desert and sees a mirage, and this is what he envisioned, but it's real.
It looks like wild grape. Paradise, like there's trees. Wow, it's like its own little microclimate in here. Just beautiful. This is something real special. A safer place, no doubt. Just the falls and the creek, it's so beautiful on its own. It's got this aqua green water, just rugged canyon, and the shapes and just the sculpting of the canyon from the water for millions of years. It's paradise. Then for it to be a canyon pouring into the Grand Canyon, like, wow. Wow, wow, wow.
I've reached about the end of where we can hike to this evening, and I'm sure there'll just be more cool stuff to explore up Havasu Creek here. It's just one beautiful thing after another. One of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life.
Look, it's an infinity pool. There's a beautiful smell of fresh water that's churning up by these little falls. It just smells so fresh and pure. Total oasis. Swimming back to the raft. More like floating back.
Amazing.
Yeah, man. There's like not a word for this.
It just goes forever. Like we're literally out there, 120 degrees, and we come in here, it's like 70. This is the best experience. Swim in, swim out.
Yeah. Just coming back out to the Colorado. Unbelievable. Woo!
So cool, eh?
Yeah, man. So cool.
All the rocks tonight.
Sweet. Toss out the charcoal.
Yeah.
Finally at camp. A lot of the campsites were actually washed out. So we ended up poking down a little further than we have planned. It's to be expected because this is a section where it's really sheer wall canyon. So of course the sites are going to be a little smaller. So I think we did quite well. Flat area, hidden from the river, very private in a spectacular section of the canyon. We're going to start cooking up some dinner and get to eating because I am hungry. Good morning! Brandon ripped himself some air vents because it was so hot. Jim and I slept down on the rafts. However, we're pulled up right beside like a class 2 rapids. The water came up, the rafts were floating out. I slept for like 2.5 hours basically, put it that way. So, not the best sleep. And today, Lava Falls is in about 20 miles. Lava Falls is a class 9 out of 10 on the 10 Grand Canyon scale. Every video I've seen on the internet looks like a kamikaze mission. There isn't a 10, I guess, at these water levels. You'd have to have higher ones. So do we wait for another group in case we flip that they can help us? We'll have a group meeting, huddle, make a team decision, and then we'll just give her. But we're gonna do it. have a coffee, eat some breakfast, load the rafts, and get going. I think this site will be in the shade for most of that time, which is really welcome. So this was our campsite here. Big flat space, which is actually created by that up there when it flash floods. When it pours out of there, water's pouring down, and there's a pit here. Sometimes a pretty big falls, I guess, coming down. And all this debris, it's a debris fan that sometimes it brings down boulders and all this over to where we were camping. It's smooth behind. This is probably creates a bit of an eddy here where the water kind of whirlpools slowly back up river, so all the sediment settles there. And that's what let us have a campsite. But of course, you got to be alert. You don't want to camp if there's going to be a flash flood. Just dropping down the last things. Just about to push off. It should be an awesome day. It's really cool. So close to that bighorn. Jim's within 10 yards of it. And sometimes it's like that in these national parks where they're not hunted. You know, they've learned that there's nothing to fear. And so they're relaxed and you can get pretty close. I wonder if it's more common to see them this time of year in June. Down near the river, I feel like when the rains come, monsoon season, there's probably more growing for them to eat outside away from water. So I wonder if when it's drier, if they're around the river more often. I'm not sure, but yeah, really, really cool. Well, we're just walking up this canyon to see if there's a tributary with some clear water. We're through another 5-gallon jug. Seems like we're drinking about one of those a day, so we gotta stay on top of it. Damn, it's dry. Looks like water wasn't flowing that long ago, probably during the rains, like a week ago.
I'll try around the next corner because sometimes there's water higher up and then it flows under the rocks.
How long this guy's tail is.
Wow. Rock fan. And there'd be no water that you could see.
Say in the sun right now, it's like 110 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, I'm saying hotter than that. It looks like you're in a sauna at the gym.
Yeah, it really does.
Try to sweat and it just instantly evaporates.
That's what it feels like, a dry sauna.
A wonderful bit of shade. So I say we bail on this, man. Like, it's just bone dry.
The dry sediment. It almost looks like terracotta. Cool. These are the trees that look like cedar, but they're not.
Yeah, you're right. They're not cedar.
What kind of tree is this? Does anyone know? We walked up a bit. We didn't find any water, unfortunately, and it is hot. So we're headed back to the boats because it's not a good idea to be going too far right now in this heat. Either way, pretty cool. This is a pretty big rushing tributary when it's running. Crazy. Oh. Woo! So much better.
just cruising down a really tranquil, peaceful stretch here. It's just nice to get a little quiet and you realize like, oh, it's just so peaceful. We managed to find a tiny bit of shade under this wonderful little tree. No? Vultures.
Looks like a dead baby sheep.
That's sad. Hopefully that's not a bad omen for Lava Falls.
Well, we can see Lava Falls. Carefully trying to get to the takeout for the scout up here. Sounds pretty intense. I feel like we're all kind of feeling the heat right now. And maybe as soon as we get done this, we will take a siesta or something. My goodness. It is hot, hot, hot.
The scouting trail on this one tells me that it's pretty serious. A spring.
Lava Falls.
Most notorious rapid in the Grand Canyon.
I don't know, man. You want to like drop in right to the right of the hole.
Be patient and then push hard. That looks insane.
I think if we can hit our line, we'll make it. We're just above Lava Falls and we're gonna run it. Wish us luck. We're pretty scared. Lava Falls, baby. Here we come.
waterfall, that's unreal. Lava Falls, baby, we did it!
And that's why they call it Lava Falls. Lava. It's called the lava well. It's just a natural spring, which is unreal. When you walk up along shore, there's no river. It just pours out the side of the riverbank about 5 feet up. Just beautiful, crystal clear water. Isn't that incredible? Look at that. Look where the water comes out of. Unreal. That's freaking beautiful. Cool. comes out of the side.
Calcifications, almost looks like coral.
So you filled up the water?
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah. I got it. This looks pretty sweet, dude. Well, we ran Lava Falls. Yeah! One of the good things about pushing ahead is that we've broken free from a lot of groups. And so we actually got the camp right below Lava Falls. And it is a beauty. Look at it. Wow. So we're gonna camp here. Beach. We were told to celebrate and have a few drinks. We haven't dumped once all trip. We made it down Lava Falls. So cheers, boys.
Yeah, cheers. Yes, high five. High five, Ted. Yes, buddy. Good job.
Cheers to Brandon. Thank you.
Cheers to Brandon. Brandon Warner, party of 3.
Brandon was going to do this on his own if no one else agreed to come.
It seriously was.
Camp is a beauty. This is called Below Lower Lava. It just goes on and on and on. Camp anywhere you want. That's all lava covered rock. Very, very cool. Kitchen here. Put down this ground sheet as part of the rules of the park because food drops everywhere. It attracts animals, mice run out, lizards, etc. And that brings out rattlesnakes. And you clean it up and all you see is footprints at these sites. They're doing an excellent job keeping this place as wild and as pristine as can be. And here's our raft. Anyway, I'm going to start cooking dinner. Sweet and sour pork, peppers, beans, broccoli, naan bread, rice, soy sauce. Well, it is the end of night 9. Today was an interesting one. It was just blasting heat. For me, the hardest heat day of the trip. We still made it 20 miles, and at the very end of the day, Lava Falls, something that Brandon, Jim, and I have been messaging about for months, sending each other videos of people just getting ragdolled and making jokes, but nothing prepares you more than actually getting there and seeing what you're dealing with, because in your head it's never the same. I think we did amazing. We had a plan and we all just crushed it, and we got down here with enough time to set up camp right at the base. It was a fun experience. But the sad part of the day is Jim tweaked his knee somehow. He looks pretty hurt, and when Jim looks pretty hurt, it's usually not good. Maybe tomorrow he wakes up and it's doing better, so fingers crossed that's what happens. Anyway, I'm gonna go to bed.
Just went to jump in the water. It looked like a place 9 times out of 10 it would have been deep, and it was 6 inches deep. And so I landed and my legs had no muscles tensed in them, and I just went squish. My knees bent to their extreme amount. Immediately I knew that it was going to be bad. It's very challenging to bend my knees and walk. They're all swollen. The backs are all swollen. So yeah, I can't really do much right now. Thanks, Ted. Ted's been very helpful. He brought me ice.
Nice, brother.
And stuff, and helped me unload my boat. Thanks, Ted. That's
here.
Look at all the lava. Pretty cool, eh? Lots of it here. That's why it's called Lava Fall.
Below lower lava. Morning of day 10. Beautiful day, not as scorching hot.
Look at the lava. Wow. Imagine that, just glowing magma coming down here. Pouring into the river, steaming. We're just enjoying a pretty leisurely paddle today. Some headwinds and some boils and slow currents and eddies, but for the most part, decent current and just relaxing. Not as hot as yesterday. A lot of it is the churning water kicks up a breeze and coolness from the water. It's nice to have calmer days away from intense rapids. I'm sure we'll get into some today, but so far, nothing much. Pretty big driftwood for around here. Wonder where that came from. That looked like Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster. How did it make it to the Colorado? Walking across the ridge there. These last couple days we've seen a lot of them. 8 in one batch of them yesterday, and lost count how many we've seen this trip. Incredible.
Brother Jimmy and I have found a little bit of shade. There he is. There's brother Jimmy. Hi, Jimmy.
Hi.
Shade is hard to come by out here, so we took the opportunity. Hey, Sammy's. Calmer stretch of river. There's been a decent amount of current. It's kind of quiet. The riverbanks are a little more lush here, probably because when the water level comes up, it doesn't wash away any vegetation because it's slow moving. And because of that, over the last couple of days, we've seen a lot of sheep most likely come down and nibble on some of this more edible, more palatable food that grows by the water. Yeah, it's just beautiful. Nice to get a tranquil stretch. Really take your time to look around and take it all in. When Brandon pulled his permit and emailed Jim, you and your brother floated the Grand Canyon, would you like to come? We were a little nervous because we'd never actually rode an oar-rigged raft before, but we were excited. And so we took the opportunity and we said yes. There was a lot of reasons why we could have said no. We took the chance, and it's been an experience of a lifetime. We're coming down the home stretch and we're pretty proud of ourselves and what we've accomplished here.
All right, we got a class 6 coming up. Get left to avoid the wall, then get right to avoid the next wall. These vultures were hoping we were gonna die, I think. Alfredo for dinner tonight with some naan bread.
Fettuccine Alfredo.
It was a fun day, but pretty hot. There were some really nice tranquil paddles where it was quiet. We had a bit of current. Saw some sheep. How many we see today? 12? Bombed a couple real fun rapids. One of them was like class 6, just gigantic waves, super fun. And pulled into camp here. Beautiful spot. Coming down the home stretch of the trip, but still some cool stuff to do. Looking forward to that. But right now, I'm just pretty exhausted and enjoying this Alfredo. Day 11. We paddled 30 miles yesterday, but it was a great day. We were all exhausted. We pretty much ate, lay down, looked up, all talked about seeing some satellites, and then next thing you know, we're passed out. Basically almost our last day here, and then tomorrow we'll travel a small distance. But looking forward to today. We have like one bigger rapid, and then the rest is just cruising. We're gonna stop by and check out a really cool spring, and then we're gonna take camp. But it's getting hot, so we got to get on the water. Here we go. Feels so nice being on the water. The rapid stirs up the cool water, and then the breeze catches that, and it's real nice. Jim and I are feeling really good about what we've accomplished, and we never rode a raft before. All we did was a 2-day class with Wilderness Tours on the Ottawa River in Canada before we head down the Grand Canyon, probably the biggest whitewater in North America with a raft. And it hasn't been easy. 226 miles in an 18-foot raft, so it's definitely a good workout, let me tell you. And I think we've excelled, all three of us. Our experience whitewater canoeing, the ability to read whitewater, was the most valuable asset we've had coming into this. Little bastard rapid. Look at how cool that is. Wow. Let's go and check out Pumpkin Spring. Looks really cool. Maybe we should have camped here, eh? Oh, wow. It's like an infinity pool. Looks like a hot spring, to be honest with you. Very cool. Look at that. I guess this is where the spring is coming into this section.
Really interesting watercolor, and that weird gooey algae or whatever, some sort of weeds growing in it too, which I've seen before in hot springs. So yeah, definitely something out of the ordinary, that's for sure. Pretty cool.
So many anomalies along the canyon, eh?
Yeah.
Stopped by Pumpkin Spring. I think it's like a calcium carbonate that builds like a dam, and it keeps building up on top of each other, and then it creates that infinity pool, and the spring's just bubbling up inside there. Really interesting features and anomalies along the Grand Canyon, and today I'm really enjoying so far. Gorgeous paddle. 12 days, it's just not even close to enough to explore. There's just so much to see and do here. You could spend a lifetime exploring and checking out all there is to check out. I'm sure there's things that have never been found here, never been documented, historical things, artifacts, geology, even the Pueblo site that we went to. There you find a little piece of pottery that hasn't been touched in over 1,000 years. There's pictographs and grain caches and all kinds of slot canyons and amazing hikes, animals, flora and fauna. It's just mind-boggling and awe-inspiring around every corner. And the adventure, the Whitewater, holy cow, talk about exhilarating. It's sacred and it needs to stay protected. Well, we have pulled up to camp. Today was a short day for us. We set up a tarp for the sun. We got all these umbrellas set up because we are absolutely frying. Hottest day of the trip. It is 110 degrees Fahrenheit in the shade. Outside, I'd bet my life you could fry an egg in like 10 minutes max on any one of these rocks around here. The metal on the rafts themselves, they burn you when you touch them. So yeah, you got to be real careful. And one of our waters we realized leaked out, so we're also making water to make sure we have enough. Here's Senor Henny. Hi, Henny.
Senor, I'm having a little siesta right now. Please leave me alone. I'm so hot.
One of the things about the water is it's actually quite cold because they release it low from the Glen Canyon Dam. So even though it's like 100 degrees every day, the water is probably like 52 degrees Fahrenheit. That was, I think, necessary. Aren't you guys getting tans? We're not the tanning type, this crew.
Shade moving. I backed into a corner like a scared snake. Oh, he's got it!
Fish on, Brando's got a fish. What's it gonna be? Oh, he's got a big one!
Oh, it's big!
Whoa! That's beauty, dude. Nice fish, Brando. Beautiful. There he goes. Cool. Those are really pretty. I like those fish. Brando landed a beautiful humpback chub. Really cool to see, but he's gonna stop fishing because you're not supposed to keep fishing if they're present. Welcome shade. It was so hot when we got here. We've all been sort of scared. We panicked, set up a tarp for shade, but it was still too hot under that shade. So we needed the coolness of the river. Now we're come crawling out of our dens to explore, and it is beautiful. Look at this. Brando's up there. He's got his sleep system set up. And look at that tree. It's a good sized tree there. And if you see that long thing behind me there, it looks like a skinny long tree. It's actually part of a root system. It's all right here. It's like part of a root system. Lots of flat space if you want to sleep up here. Looks pretty rattlesnake free to me. That's Diamond Peak, which is signaling
our takeout coming up very soon. Steak for dinner. What an adventure we've been on. It's hard to put into words.
Paddling the Grand Canyon, you start off nervous,
We've officially launched.
and then suddenly you're in it. This massive canyon, walls rising up around you, water crashing like a shot of adrenaline. Every flat stretch feels like a chance to just breathe and soak it all in. There's something wild about pulling up to one of the many incredible oases in the middle of a desert. Green hanging gardens, crystal clear creeks, and then just diving in after a long hot day. It resets you. And you look up and there's a California condor on the canyon's edge above you. Desert bighorns clinging on to things that seem impossible. The trip, it's not easy. 226 miles of endurance, hauling thousands of pounds of gear, scouting rapids that could flip your boat in a second. It forces you to live minute by minute, truly in the moment. You forget your phone, your calendar, none of that matters down here. And you feel the history too. There's stories that go back before the beginning of time.
Look at the design on that.
The indigenous history and everyone that carved their way through before you.
It is a sacred place to the Hopi people who for centuries traveled to collect salt along the deposits here.
You realize you're just a part of something bigger and timeless. It's a real testament to the human spirit. When Jim and I were on alone, we survived 75 days, and we said, if we win this thing, we're gonna paddle the Grand Canyon.
They never aired us saying that on the show.
But Brent, who had never met us before, originally had watched us on alone, reaches out
To us in particular, to ask if we'd like to come along, something came full circle.
Jim and I hadn't rafted before, but sometimes you gotta just jump and grow your wings on the way down. Ever since we were little boys, this is something we wanted to do, and I'll be forever grateful, and it will stick with me for all my days.
Rode 226 miles through all kinds of tempestuous, world-class whitewater, legendary lava falls, the most spectacular scenery, an amazing adventure I'll never forget. Really proud of us all for coming together.
There is our takeout. What an amazing adventure. Wow, we did it.